the language inquiry and word count system is based on function words. Many of you, if you are practitioners of natural language processing, may know them as stopwords and may mostly be familiar with just throwing them out as the first step in pre-processing. For many natural language processing techniques, they kind of get in the way, right? They're extremely frequent. They are these little words in orange that are not nouns, verbs, or adjectives. They're the things that glue those words together, kind of the types of words that you may remember from English class as prepositions, pronouns, conjunctions, all of those. Now, part of what's so unique about them is how high frequency they are. Some of you may be familiar with the Zipf distribution. So the most frequent words in the English language, and this holds true in every language actually, would be farthest to your left on the y-axis, and then the drop-off in terms of overall frequency of use is incredibly steep. The function words such as, and, about, make up less than 0.04% of all of the words that we know, but over half of the words that we actually use, which makes them quite unique in terms of distribution for dealing with in natural language processing. Shown another way, definitely just an excuse to use a Zipfosaurus rex in a presentation. Actually, there is another important point here, though, which is that the most common function words, basically the top 10 of all function words, these include a, an, the, and, but, are even much higher frequency than the rest of the function words. And then content words, which is what we call nouns, verbs, and adjectives, anything that's not function words, are much less frequent. So what else is important about function words? Why do we use them in such a different way than we use content words? To answer that question, we kind of have to dive into some neuroscience. When I say the word table, a lot of you have a mental image of a table that pops up. That is thanks to the Wernicke's area, shown in gray there. And the Wernicke's area stores images associated with words, sociocultural connections, memories, emotional connections. If I say the word love, all of the associations that you have with the word love are stored in that Wernicke's area. Now, how to actually put those words in a sentence is what's stored in the Broca's area at the other arrow in what, pinkish, an odd pinkish color. And so the difference between I loved that table and I tabled that love is thanks to the Broca's area. Now, when you're actually speaking, it's the Wernicke's area that you're consciously aware of, right? So if you're talking about a table, you're not thinking about how to put that word in a sentence correctly. You're thinking about the table. The Broca's area is always working as you process language, either hearing it, speaking, reading, writing, all of those, but it's very subconscious. Now, what's kind of most important here is that function words don't really have much of a representation in the Wernicke's area. They're pretty much primarily stored in the Broca's area. So there's kind of a much less space taken up in the brain by words like a and about. because, when I say the word and, you don't have an image or emotional connections that come up when I say that. And so their processing is extremely subconscious, about as subconscious as eye movements, unless you're, going out of your way to be aware of them.